Hello, fellow queens. It's me, your boy Isadora, coming at you from Tepoztlan in the Mexican state of Morelos. My friend, she's out for like a massage and going out for lunch right now. I'm trying to like eat up our leftovers. It's actually really dope traveling with her because like she's bougie and she buys a shit ton of food and then she's like, I don't feel like eating it, or like, oh, we have to work through these leftovers. Like, do you want them? And I'm like, yeah. But yeah, she's out from lunch and getting a massage right now. I've been at home. I'm getting some work done all morning and I'm chilling, no pants, in my bed with some water. Let's just like chat. Check out this sick cup. Tepoztlan is known for like extraterrestrial activity. So like you'll see a lot of like alien merch here. I thought this was the cutest shit in the world. Sorry if I be burping and farting. For lunch, I had rice, beans, salchicha, and jalapenos. So I had 2 or 3 cups of coffee already today. I'm just really enjoying like having the house to myself, getting my shit done. I'm pretty sure like in the last, there's not gonna be that many more of these like Tepoztlan catch-ups because like I'm going home soon. Which like, I don't know, when I first got here, I was like, fuck Mexico City. I'm so tired of that shit. Like, I hate being there. It's crazy. Mexico City is deeply crazy. And they've already started preparing for like the World Cup there, which basically included like going into like homeless encampments and like where like sex workers work and kicking them all out so like the foreigners don't see them, which that shit really pisses me off because you know, like especially white dudes like from Canada, the US, like Europe, they come down to Latin America like to take advantage of like little girls and sex workers. So like, why are you hiding them? Why you like, are these people who like, no, you should hide them. No, I mean, I'm talking, oh man, maybe this didn't come off right, but I'm like, they just want to pretend that like all of like the dark shit that like we all know is happening down here isn't. Yeah, so they kicked out like homeless encampments and places where like sex workers work. They're it's hella Mexican. They're like trying to like rebuild a whole major wing of like the international airport like last minute. I think like people, again, like if you don't know anything about like building construction, it might seem chill, like, oh, like people are coming in like June, so we're gonna start building shit in like February. Like that's kind of crazy. Like shit's already getting to be a wreck there. Also like there, like you could sit in traffic for 2 hours to like go see a friend in a different neighborhood. Sometimes you can't get on bus, you can't get on public transport. Like prices of everything are skyrocketing in general. And like Mexico City is the most expensive place in the country. And it's just like, I don't know, like you can go to a small town and get like the most beautiful food you've ever had for like 1/4 of the price. It's kind of like, why am I here paying infinite money for like gentrified versions of small town food when I could just like be in the towns? So I've been here on this trip with my friend, which is cool. Like we've been having a great time. We get along really well. But like I do miss being alone in my house. Like I miss living alone a little bit. Like there's just like so much like random shit that like I do. Like honestly, sometimes I don't leave my house for 3 days. Like I'm not super social. Like it's possible I am on a spectrum of some sort. Don't tell RFK Jr. though. That's like between us, bestie. Yeah, I don't know. I miss my apartment. Like I miss all my decor. Like there's kinds of like content I want to make that I kind of need to be like back home to do. Like it's been really cool out here. One thing, like, I really love Tepoztlan, and, like, I definitely come back here to, like, hang out for, like, weekends, or just take, like, short trips to, like, really hardcore relax, you know? I was thinking of moving here, honestly, because I think I will leave Mexico City eventually. I'm not sure where I'll go, but, like, my mind is open to checking out other places. One, I love moving around, and, like, I love learning new languages, like, new foods, like, in like Tepoztlan, so like you'll see a lot of things start with Tepaz, and like that relates to like Tepozteco, which is like the culture of like the native groups here, and that's why I've been learning more about pre-Hispanic food and like stuff like that. I learned how to make like tlaltequeadas. I've eaten them. I found my favorite restaurant down here. The name is hard to pronounce. I think it's called like Huitlantli Nontezin. And like it's a little bit off the center, so like nobody finds it, nobody goes down there. If you're in Tepoztlan, I'm gonna like put the name of the restaurant and the location in here because I love them. I've been there like 2 or 3 times with different people, and every time I go, I'm the only person in there. It's called Tepoztlan Nantizin. Go there. I got like really, really beautiful like enfrijoladas. I got really good tlaltequeadas. Like their aguas are super good, which yeah, that's something interesting about Tepoztlan. I feel like I'm finding like all of these like beautiful gems, and like even on weekends and shit, like stuff is empty because tourists don't go like 2 minutes off the main street. Again, like especially like even if you're a Mexican, you're not from this state, like, and you're blatantly not from here, like, you don't want to be out, like, in the middle of Morelos by yourself chilling. It's like, this is one of, there's, like, multiple, like, criminal factions fighting over this territory right now, but generally tourist areas are kept like safe more or less. But like, yeah, I'm not saying like walk 4 hours into the woods to find a restaurant. I'm like, go 1 block off of the main square in Tepoztlan. Like, you know, there's so many like cool businesses, people don't go, it makes me sad. And then I'm like, what if I come back and they're closed because nobody ate here? In the case of like Tepoztlan Nantizin, they used to have a stall like in the main market, but then like it was either like local government, like tourism, something like that. They kind of shut down a lot of like the local main food market and put everybody into like a multiple story mall that would like look better for tourists. And I think like if you couldn't afford to move your business there, or like you weren't in with them, because like, or they have limited spaces, you know? So like a lot of stuff was just shut down. But this is like the original family. And like there was, I've never met her because this was before my time here, but like they were known for having like the best food, and like their stall was always jammed and they were making a killing, like as they should, because everything they have is the best food I've ever had. I'll insert some pictures of it in here. Like if you're in Tepoztlan, please go to Tepoztlan Nantizin. That is like the best food I've ever eaten in my life. Yeah, like I feel like it's interesting. Like every time I go anywhere in Mexico, anywhere outside of Mexico City, I'm like, why is the food so much better here? It's very confusing. Like, because you think Mexico City, it's like a global metropolis, and you can get all kinds of like high quality food from all over the world there. But almost whenever, except for Guanajuato, the food in Guanajuato is suspicious. Now, I had a friend who is a chef from Guanajuato, and she makes like incredible food. I'm not like saying that, like, I don't know, I just feel like maybe Guanajuato, because like the native peoples who live there were more like nomadic, and they didn't have a ton of like defined like settlements and shit like that. Like, they don't really have those like native influences left that tend to lead to things like tlaltequeadas and like different salsas, or like one of like the most iconic Mexican foods is probably tacos al pastor, which was like influenced by like Lebanese immigrants. So like, I don't know, maybe like Guanajuato just like didn't have a lot of like foreign influences outside of like Spanish or like native influences that like lingered because the peoples were so nomadic. So like they don't have that like here it's like Tepoztlan, it's like Tepozteco, everything is Tepaz. Like the food is very specific like to this part of Morelos. Like, I don't know, I didn't like the food in Guanajuato. There's a lot of memes that in like León they make pozole with salchicha, and based on the food I ate in that state, I like could like I don't think that shit's AI. I think somebody's probably doing that in León, bro. But yeah, whenever I leave Mexico City and go to most other places, I'm like, why is the food so much better here? Like the quality of produce in Morelos is crazy. Even when I was in Cuernavaca, which is like a bigger city near here, I got like a ham grilled cheese, and there was an entire like fresh ham steak on that sandwich, and it was like perfectly grilled. I'm like, what's going on? Like, how, or like, especially it's weird, like tortillas are much better in other places. Like I used to, like, I've had friends who like, they go visit family in like Oaxaca or in Veracruz or something, and they bring me back like tortillas, and I'm like, why is this so much better? Or like out here specifically, I don't know if this is specifically Morelos or not, but they eat itecates, which are like these triangular, like either blue or white corn kind of like vessels for like guisados for like goodness. And I got one with chicken tinga, and it was fire as fuck. Like, how am I supposed to go back to Mexico City and like pay like New York City prices to eat food that's like much cheaper and much better in other states. How am I supposed to do that? Like, I'm gonna walk by the tortilleria in like Coyoacán and be like, no thanks. I become really annoying. I got really pissed off when like friends from other states in Mexico would be like, every time I go back I like eat because food in the city's terrible. And I was like, nah, I mean, this is like a major metropolis of like stuff, but I'm like, yo, the first time you have like a tortilla made by like some grandmas in like a pueblo, bro, that you go back to Mexico City and you're like, how dare you bring this to me? Last time I was out here, I came back with a dozen itacates to eat because I was like, I can't go back. I simply cannot. Anyway. But yeah, I was thinking of maybe I'd move here. The longer I'm here, the more I'm like, I don't know if I could. Like, for one thing, every weekend, like, the whole city center is, like, completely descended on by tourists to the point where, like, you kind of don't want to be here. And I'm like, I don't know, like, I like going out on weekends. I like doing things. The sun is so fucking, like, harsh out here in Tepoztlan. Like, it reminded me of being in San Luis Potosi, which is, like, a really, San Luis Potosi is a state in Mexico known for, like, one, like, people going missing, and also because it has just like a wild combination of climates. Like, there's like desert and like rainforest on top of each other. Like, you can go out to Real de Catorce and like be in the middle of the desert, or you can go to Huasteca Potosina and like be in a rainforest, and this is like the same state. What was I saying? Oh yeah, but anyway, in like the capital, the sun is so hot that like I couldn't be outside after like 11 a.m. and like it's now starting to get like so hot and so bright here that if like the sun touches me too long, I feel ill. So yeah, I don't think that's super sustainable for me in terms of living here, but I'm definitely down to like come visit here to like relax for a few days in like winter or like outside of like the hotter seasons. Like, this is one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. Like, the mountains are gorgeous. Like, the vibe is so good. I've been feeling like so productive and like I've been getting so much done. I started working on my novel again. So this year I'm working on, it's actually I think a year ago, I wrote like a queer, it's mostly focused on like queer women, like vampire, like gothic romance novel, and I wrote it in 6 weeks, and then I basically did no work on it again for like a year. Since I've been here, I've edited the first like 25 pages, and I'm hoping to start sending it out to publishers this year, which would be fucking sick. Like, hell yeah. I'm so full of beans, bro. Yeah, I don't know, I just wanted to talk to you, like catch up. I'm like really enjoying my time like alone in the house. It's so interesting. So this house is also owned by like a guy with like a whole bunch of different businesses. Like, he's also a jewelry maker too, and he's making me like a beautiful evil like crow skull ring with like red gem eyes. Yeah, like we met out here. Like, it's pretty rural. Like, you have to like fill the water isn't automatic. Like, the gas isn't automatic. Like, you kind of gotta like refill everything yourself. Also, there's a lot of things like, I don't know, like, I guess it's just like kind of common, like when you're like living in Mexico, like the overall expectations and like the qualities and like the care of stuff is like generally lower. Like like, so for a while, like, so this Airbnb is technically set up for long-term stays, which like, it kind of is, but we were missing like a lot of stuff that like would have been if it like was perfectly done. So like we were looking for like pots and like kitchen Tupperware and like like a lid for a pot and like all this stuff like that, and we couldn't find a store like anywhere around here in the center that like had anything, because this is pretty much a town like set up for tourism, and I think it's expected that like if you live here, like, you're probably gonna go to Cuernavaca to like buy shit you need. So then we were walking around, and like in one of the tianguis, I was talking to somebody, and she was like, oh, like behind like the market, there's like a kitchen store where they have all kinds of stuff, and like we finally find it and we get in there and we go in there, and it's like the worst quality kitchen stuff you've ever seen. Like my friend, like she tried to make us agua de Jamaica, and like she was like, oh, I can tell this like plastic like pitcher thing I bought kind of sucks, so like I'm gonna let the Jamaica like cool for like 2 hours or 3 hours before I pour it in. And like the thing, like you could have touched that agua de Jamaica, all right, somehow it like still melted the shitty plastic container. Like I got like a vegetable peeler there, and I was like, I'm pretty sure if we use this like twice it'll break. Like I feel like this place is just kind of, that's the thing, like it's very set up for tourists, and it's not really set up for like people to live here. It's so beautiful. Like I highly recommend them. I'll link the Airbnb that I'm staying at below. One, we have the most beautiful view of the mountains of all time. Like when you leave the house in the morning, like you can see down into like separate valleys, and you can see the fog like lifting in the valleys. It's like, it's so beautiful. Also, something that I think is really, really good about this house is that it's generally pretty cool inside, which will be really important during like the end of our time here, when like if the sun directly touches you, you can die. Yeah, maybe it's just because me and my like I got like the melanin of like a creature you'd find in the Mariana Trench. So like that's something I think about. But yeah, our hosts are like really, really nice, and like they have this like beautiful fucking dogs who I love so much. These dogs are my best friends. I'm gonna insert some videos of the dogs. Like, so like me and somebody I was dating, like we've kind of stopped it was like a mutual decision to like, I'm not gonna go into anybody's like deep shit or like roast anybody that I'm like seeing. So like we were going out, me and the woman I'm seeing, we're not seeing each other anymore. And I was feeling kind of just like emotional about it. And I went out for like a cocktail with my friend who I'm like traveling with, like, cause we were just out for lunch and we got cocktails, and I was like, they made mine really strong. And I like started crying because like, I miss Anthony Bourdain in the restaurant. And I was just sitting there like staring at a mountain with like a chalice of alcohol, like openly weeping in the middle of the day because I miss Anthony Bourdain. And like, yeah, I've just been emotional and I've been kind of down. But what I wanted to say is that going through, like, it wasn't really a breakup because we weren't like officially like monogamously together or anything. We were just seeing each other. Yeah, I got drunk and I cried in the restaurant, and then I came home and just like these beautiful dogs just loved on me for like an hour, and it was like the most beautiful thing that I like needed, you know? Dating's kind of rough sometimes. Like it's always, sometimes you like really like people, but like the circumstances of life or like the baggage you have just like doesn't go together, and you just gotta be real and like move on from situations that are like kind of dead end or like not working for you. But yeah, I've just been mad emotional about that. Like, and I just wanted to like, I don't know, because one thing I feel like, especially so one thing, I'm a queer woman. I date like women, men, non-binary people. Like I'm not like, gender and like sex don't really matter to me that much. It's more about like, who are you as a person? Like, what are you into? Like, do we get along? Like, do I trust you? I feel like, do I trust you and gets infinitely more consideration from me than like sex or gender, like in general. Yeah, it just wasn't working out with us. Like we have like, our life goals are too different, and like what we also want right now is too different. But we're still friends, but I'm just like, damn. Like in the beginning when I first met her, like I was super hopeful and like super into her, and like it's kind of like dissipated with time. Like we're still cool, and like I don't hold anything against her, but I do feel mad sad about that. Like also though, something I've kind of noticed in the difference between how like queer people date each other and how like straight people often like date each other is like, I feel like a lot of straight people are like, I'm looking for a wife tomorrow, and if you can't be that wife, you offer me nothing. Or like, I'm looking to fuck tonight, and if like you won't fuck tonight, then like we can have nothing. And like they're very quick to like project like emotions and desires on other people, and then like when they don't get like the exact thing they hallucinated, they'll just like drop you. Where like I feel like with queer people, it's more like, you know, maybe we won't work in like a romantic way, but like we still have a lot in common and we like respect each other. So like we can still be like friends and like not have like, it's not like if you can't serve my distinct purpose in like the patriarchal like gender norm cog, if you can't like do that for me, then like you're nothing. But like that's not how I really operate as a queer person. I don't know. So I don't think all endings are bad either. Like somebody could be dating literally like the biggest piece of shit in the world and then like act like it's like the end of the world when they separate for them, or people will act like every breakup or every divorce is like a huge failure, and like I don't agree with that either. I think it's more of a mark of failure to stay with somebody you actively dislike and hate them forever than it is to like have like a real conversation with somebody, even if it's kind of hard, and be like, I don't think what we want matches up, so like I don't think this is gonna work out, you know? Like I think it's way more like of a success to do that than to like hang on to that person and like try and beat them into the form you want until you both hate each other. Like, I don't know. I don't fuck with that. Like, I don't think like, I think one of the next door neighbors is cleaning and they're like blaring music. Of course, it was super quiet all morning. And like the second I filmed. Yeah, it's just like, it's kind of like a weird transitional time for me because I think we were like going out and like getting to know each other for like, I think about like 7 months. And during the time, we were only seeing each other during that time too, so it's like kind of more intense. And like in the beginning, like I think we were definitely vetting each other to see if we were like compatible for like serious relationships, and that's both what we were kind of like looking for in each other. But like I don't know, I still feel sad, like because for one thing, like she really wants kids and to get married, and like I'm neutral about marriage, but like I cannot justify bringing children into the world. Like I think it's kind of evil to create children. Like I feel like especially in the US, like a big push of like the pro-life people and like all the rich people who want you to have kids, it's because like they want to like kidnap your kids and like sell them. Like they just want to have more options of children. Like I can't do that. But like I don't want to stop anybody from doing that if that's like their dream. But also I don't think anyone should force me to do what I don't want to do. Like I think that's just really common when you're like dating and stuff, you know? You don't align with everybody, but that doesn't mean that like everybody's your like ultimate enemy, or like people have no use to you, or like everything's a failure. Like honestly, I feel kind of good about like how we like ended stuff, but still feel kind of sad. I'm emotional. I got drunk and cried twice at lunch the other day. So, but yeah, I don't know. So I don't think I would move to so I guess that's like all the life updates. The woman I was seeing, we're not seeing each other anymore. I'm not moving to Tepoztlan, but I think I am going to leave Mexico City eventually. Don't really know where. I'm not in a super hurry because my situation's pretty chill there. Finding a nice-ish place to live there was like a hard-won battle of like 2 years. So I'm not in a hurry to leave. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you got hydrated and shit. I don't really have that much more to say, so I'm a bounce, but thank you for joining me in my beautiful Airbnb in Tepoztlan. I would stay here again, and like I recommend it. I'd say especially for short stays. One thing I will say though, like it's kind of like you can't have everything. So like I didn't want to be directly in the city center because it gets so jammed by tourists that it's like loud and annoying. But like if you don't want to be directly in the city center in Tepoztlan, you pretty much have to be like up a big hill or like down a big hill. So like we're kind of all the way up, and like it's getting more like Pueblo-esque out here, but again, because it's like annoying to hike up here, but because we're up here, we have like beautiful views of like everything, you know? But you know, I would recommend it. I think the dude who owns this place is super chill. I'll put it below. It's like really, really cute. A couple things though. One, like you do gotta be willing to hike up a hill. Also in general, if you're gonna chill, like in like this region of Mexico, there's just huge fat bugs everywhere. Like I don't know if you can see, here is like my bug net that's like tied up for the night. Like, and again, that's not on the Airbnb hosts. That's literally just like the region. Like I've seen some of the biggest bugs I've ever seen in my life just like walking around the town. you know? But I would say like there is some like more rural Mexico shit. Like stuff is less accessible to you. You can't get certain things. Like there's not much like convenience in terms of like getting certain things. But like again, that's like the way it is out here. Like when I was looking at Airbnb reviews, I think I saw some people and they were like, "Oh my God, there's bugs." And I'm like, yeah, how like you're in the middle of rural Mexico, like. And hell, like in Mexico City, like if you have a terrace, you're probably gonna find scorpions on it. That's like going to Mexico City and being like, this place sucks because I saw a scorpion. And I'm like, the scorpions was there before you, ho, and they's gonna be here after you. Also, the hosts, like they offer like, you can get like breakfast made by them and all the food they make is incredible, so. I like this spot. I've been pretty happy here, but I'm like missing my bed and I'm missing my house and like all my perfumes and my goofy ass clothes and like I'm ready to like go home to my apartment. Oh, also I started I wanted to like focus on like my health more this year and like get in better shape, and I started doing like calisthenics workouts, and I did my first one this week and it fucked up my core so bad, like every time I laugh, it hurts. So, ow. But yeah, I guess that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Haunt, laugh, love. And I'll catch you in the next one. Salud.